All right, so let's talk about my Archangel experience. In the mediumship intensive, I was on a group class with everybody, and Trisha was leading a meditation. And everybody knows, if you know, that Trisha's meditations are totally awesome, right? And so I'm actually sitting there and I'm going along with the meditation, and she's talking us down and we're counting and this and that, taking us wherever. And then she opens it, right, to whoever's going to come through. So then she's quiet for a while so that whatever your experience is going to happen, it happens. And Trisha is just great at getting you to that state. I think she's great at getting me to that state. So I'm sitting there and we open to whatever's going to come through. It wasn't a specific intention. It was just one of my guides come through for this mediumship intensive. I'm waiting and I'm breathing. And my vision, I'm thinking like nothing's happening. Because I think like some people like, I see this, I see that, and that is like crystal clear on what it is. And for me, it didn't always work that way. And I'm sitting there wondering, am I gonna get something? Am I not? And I see a pinprick of light up towards the right side of my vision, right? Like a purple pinprick. And I thought, that was odd. What was that? I noticed the purple pinprick of light. It just came in and out. And I said, what was that? And then I saw it again. So I waited. I felt kind of tingly, right? My heart starting to, it was the vibration, that vibration coming closer, right? High angelic vibration. But at the time, I was a newer medium and I was just still learning. But at the time, I still hadn't identified a lot of my major signposts. So I felt my body getting kind of like weird and tingly, right? Like as my vibration raised. And I saw that pinprick. And at that time, Trisha said, who is it? Who's coming through? And I thought, well, I guess I can ask who it is. So I said, who is this? And I started to hear a name, but it was kind of far away and like staticky. And so I was like, sure, Shermera, what? And so I started reaching for that name mentally. What was it? Is it this? Is it that? I know the names of some people. What could it be? And I said, oh my gosh, that's how I almost blew it, right? Because I was thinking, if it's an angel, maybe it's Shamuel, right? That's an angel. And I was trying to make it fit. And I was trying to reach for that information. And then I stopped and said, I can't reach and grab this. You have to give it to me. That's how it works, right? And I realized in that moment, the more I tried, the more far away it almost seemed, right? The more I reached for that name, I couldn't get the name, right? And this all happened in just a few moments during this meditation. So when I realized that I was reaching and trying and efforting, right? I stopped, another breath. I just opened my mind and waited. I didn't think about it at all. I didn't think about who was talking to me or what the name was anymore. I just blanked out and I waited. And I thought I blew it because I was afraid that name wasn't going to come back through. And I was wrong. And the name tried to come through again. And at that point, after I had reached and grabbed and I wasn't successful and I gave up and I surrendered and I just waited and I opened, clear as a bell, Jeremiel, clear as a bell, Archangel Jeremiel. I didn't even know at that point that Jeremiel was an archangel. I said, wow, Jeremiel. That's a weird name. I've never heard that name before. It's not something I just conjure up in my head. So I thought, this is a really real experience. Holy smokes, this is cool. So Jeremiel gave me the name clairaudiently. And that like, and then, we had our experience. He basically encouraged my feeling of worthiness because I struggle with that. So that's my personal message. But I almost blew it. Like I felt like I almost like I pushed too hard. I didn't just let it come. I didn't let it happen. And that's like something that is common for newer practicing people trying to make that connection with their guides or their angels. So Archangel Jeremiel is still one of the guides that works with me. He's has a very I asked him to sit in today. I told him I was going to be talking about him in our first encounter, and I'm sure he's the one who probably gave me the idea anyway. But I asked him to come today. He's like here and present as far as how he works with people and how he can work with you too if you're open to connection with him. Archangel Jeremiel found me when I was just starting my spiritual journey, and he really helped to open my clairs to the highest good possible each day. And he helps me to look not only at my life but my life patterns, and to see where these things might be recurring because I still have issues that I need to address. Archangel Jeremiel does he actually does the life review with souls that are transitioning into the other side, but he also does life reviews while you're living. And it may not be in a session. Like I sat with Jeremiah for 30 minutes. So he told me all my problems. It's not like that. It's like he'll step into your life if you'd like for him to, and he'll show you with his little gentle nudges. He'll point you in the right directions for healing and for guidance. And I found him to be very supportive for me, very supportive and very soothing as well. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys because he's available to anyone. All of them are available to all of us, right? So if you don't know who your guide is, you can find out if you let it happen. Let it happen. That's the hard part. Spirit works with your faculties. And part of learning to work with spirit is learning how to use those faculties together, learning what this means when it happens in a reading. For instance, I can share with you if I'm trying to verify a person's method of passing. For instance, say it's a self-harm or suicide. I have a certain sign for that. I'm very clairsentient. I feel things in my body, and my guides and I work together. And I know that if I'm sitting in a spiritual session, in a sacred space, and my intention is only to help and deliver messages, if I get this pain in my right forearm, like stabbing pain, it only lasts a second. I know that that means either suicide or self-harm. I'm clairsentient. That's my sign. I'll just feel it, and is that the sign? And then I'll get my goosebumps, or I'll get my tingly lights, or whatever I get. But that is how spirit works with me. It's amazing, right? It's amazing how your faculties can be different. Sometimes my clairvoyance is great. And sometimes it's like looking at the negatives of an old photograph, like really washed out yellows and oranges only, and I kind of have to make it out. It's cloudy and fuzzy. And maybe I need to drink more water at those times. Maybe I need to meditate a bit more. Maybe it's all a learning and growing process. And I thank God that spirit shows up every time.